You won't believe what happened in the ring. One punch, one moment, and the entire crowd went from cheering to absolute shock. Majembe was declared the winner, but fans are screaming foul, saying the final blow landed way below the belt. And here is where it gets crazy. Video replays are now going viral, and what they seem to show has sparked pure outrage across the internet. But that is not all, because according to official boxing rules, that single punch could have meant an instant disqualification. So why did the referee still award the win? Was it a brutal mistake or something much more controversial? Stay with me, because what happens next has fans demanding for answers and calling this one of the most shocking decisions ever caught on camera. The Vurugu Boxing series has been gaining serious momentum over the past several months, attracting fighters who bring not just skill but personality to the ring, creating matchups that fans genuinely care about beyond just the technical aspects of boxing. Majembe had been building a reputation as a calculated, strategic fighter, someone who studies his opponents, finds their weaknesses, and exploits them with surgical precision. Mbavu Destroyer, on the other hand, came into this bout with a completely different energy, aggressive, powerful, relentless, the kind of a fighter who wants to end things early and make a statement. The promotional build-up had been intense, both fighters exchanging words on social media, press conferences, getting heated, fans choosing sides and making their predictions. The early rounds were competitive, both fighters landing significant shots. Mbavu's power punches were visible, forcing Majembe to use his footwork and defensive skills, while Majembe was picking his spots, landing cleaner, more technical combinations. The judges' scorecards were likely close. This was shaping up to be a fight that could go either way, the kind of a bout that creates future rematches and builds legacies. But then, in what would become the most talked about moment, everything changed. Before we get to that exact moment, here is something critical that happened before the opening bell. The referee, following standard protocol, called both fighters at the center of the ring for final instructions. During this moment, the referee physically demonstrated where the legal belt line was located on each fighter, running his hand across their bodies to establish the boundary between legal body shots and illegal low blows. This is the standard procedure in professional boxing. It removes ambiguity. It ensures both fighters know exactly when they can and what they can strike. The belt line was clearly established and both fighters acknowledged understanding. Remember that detail. Now, as we move into the later rounds, Majembe began to increase his output. He was throwing more combinations targeting the body with increasing frequency. Body punching is a legitimate and a highly effective boxing strategy. It saps an opponent's energy, shows their movement, and can set up headshots later in the fight. Mbavu was holding his own, but you could see the accumulation of bodywork starting to affect his movement. His punches were coming slightly slower, and his defense showing tiny gaps, and then it happened. Majembe threw what appeared to be another body shot, a punch that based on its trajectory and placement should have landed right around that established belt line. But according to multiple camera angles and the reaction of Mbavu Destroyer, the punch landed well below the legal zone, directly onto the groin area. The impact was immediate and devastating. Mbavu's body language changed instantly. He doubled over, his hands went down to protect the affected area, his face contorted in visible pain, and anyone who has ever experienced or witnessed such an impact knows this is not something you can fake convincingly. The psychological response is involuntarily and unmistakable. The crowd's reaction was mixed. Some were cheering, thinking they'd just witnessed a legitimate body shot finish. Others were already booing, sensing something was wrong. The referee stepped in, but here is where the controversy explodes. Instead of immediately calling a fall, giving Mbavu the standard 5 minutes recovery period, or disqualifying Majembe for what many perceived as an intentional illegal blow, the referee began what appeared to be a quick assessment. Mbavu was clearly unable to continue. The pain was too severe. His recovery position and inability to stand upright made that obvious to everyone watching. And in that moment, the referee made his decision, awarding the victory to Majembe. The arena erupted, not in celebration, but in confusion and anger. Majembe's corner rushed into the ring celebrating. Mbavu's team immediately began protesting, surrounding the referee, pointing at their fighter, who was still on the canvas in distress. The ring announcer, seemingly as confused as everyone else, made the first official declaration: the winner by knockout, Majembe. But wait until you see what the replays showed, because this is where netizens started building their case. Now, according to unified boxing rules adopted by most sanctioning bodies and regional commissions, a low blow is defined as any punch landing below the imaginary belt line, which is typically established as the navel or the top of the hip bone. This is why referees demonstrate the line before fights, to remove any ambiguity about what constitutes legal versus illegal target zones. The groin area is explicitly off limits. Punches to this region are categorized as false, regardless of whether they occur during active exchanges or in isolation. Now, here is where it gets interesting and directly relevant to our controversy. Boxing rules distinguish between accidental and intentional low blows, and the consequences are dramatically different. For an accidental low blow, the standard protocol is as follows. The referee stops the action, determines if the fouled fighter can continue, and if so, allows up to 5 minutes for recovery. If the fouled fighter cannot continue after the recovery period, the bout goes to the judges if sufficient rounds have been completed, or it may be ruled a technical draw or no contest if it is too early in the fight. The fighter who committed the accidental fall is typically given a warning for the first offense, with point deductions possible for repeated infractions. The moment that final decision was announced, social media exploded in a way that few sporting controversies have in recent memory. Within minutes, hashtags related to the fight were trending across multiple platforms. Twitter became a battleground of opinions, video clips, slow motion analysis, and increasing heated arguments between fans on different sides of the debate. Let me share some of the most compelling evidence and arguments that netizens have compiled, because this is not just emotional venting. People have done serious investigation work. The official broadcast showed one angle in real time, which admittedly happened so quickly that it was so difficult to make a definitive judgment in the moment. But fans who were recording from different positions in the arena uploaded their footage, and several of these angles provide much clearer views of the point of impact. One particular video, shot from a position almost directly behind Majembe, shows the punch trajectory in devastating detail. Frame-by-frame breakdowns have been created, with lines digitally drawn to show when the referee established the belt line earlier in the fight compared to where the punch actually landed. As of the latest updates, Vurugu Boxing organizing body has released a brief statement acknowledging the controversy and stating that they are reviewing the footage and officiating decisions from the bout. This carefully worded response has done little to calm the outrage, with critics pointing out that it lacks any commitment to specific action or acknowledgement that an error may have occurred. Mbavu Destroyer's team has been far more direct in their response. His management released a statement calling the decision a miscarriage of sporting justice and formally requesting that the results be overturned and declared either a disqualifying victory for Mbavu or a no contest. Mbavu himself posted an emotional video on social media, speaking directly to his fans while still visibly affected by the incident. "I trained for months for this fight," he said with his voice thick of frustration. "I came to win in the ring with my fists. What happened to me was wrong. Everyone who watched knows it was wrong. I am not asking for sympathy. I am asking for fairness. That is all any fighter should expect." Majembe, for his part, has remained largely silent on social media. though his team issued a brief statement defending the victory as legitimate and dismissing the controversy as sour loser mentality from the opposition. So there you have it, the complete breakdown of one of the most controversial moments in recent boxing history, a punch that landed in the wrong place, a decision that has divided opinions, and a sport confronting question about the future that go far beyond a single bout. Where do you stand on this controversy? Do you think Majembe's victory should stand, or should the result be overturned? Was the low blow intentional or accidental? Does the referee deserve criticism or understanding? And what should Vurugu Boxing do next to address the concerns that have been raised? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I am reading every single one, and I want to hear your perspective on this situation. If you found this breakdown valuable and you want to stay updated as this story develops, make sure you're subscribed to the channel with notifications turned on, because we'll be bringing you updates as soon as new information becomes available. Share this video with anyone who has been debating this controversy, because informed discussions is what moves sports forward. And the more people who understand the full context, the better the conversation becomes. And if you want to dive even deeper into the combat sports controversy, rule interpretation, and the business of boxing, check out the videos we got linked in the description. We have covered everything from scoring controversies to promotional disputes to the evolution of weight classes. This is bigger than one fight, bigger than one decision. This is about the integrity of competition and the standards we demand from the sports we love. Thank you so much for watching, for engaging thoughtfully with this complicated situation, and for being part of a community that cares about fitness in sports. I'll see you in the next video. We'll continue exploring the stories that matter in the world of combat sports. Until then, keep questioning, keep analyzing, and keep demanding for better.